Hey guys, as some of you may remember, 3 days ago, which was my last video, I mentioned that I was going to bring out 2 brand new servers on ForceWipe. Now unfortunately, ForceWipe was obviously moved to today, which is when you're watching this video. This video will most likely be up as soon as ForceWipe actually hits. So yeah, that ruined a lot of my plans and what I wanted to do, but I guess that's okay because instead I figured I would do an entire video pretty much going into details of my brand new servers. But before I go deeper into details, RustyPod is giving away 10 tempered MP5s, 10 tempered mask, and 10 tempered AK-47s. There's going to be 30 winners. I want one of my subs to win. Link is at the top of the description. Be sure to enter. Okay, so to begin with, I am actually part owner of this server, although I did pretty much come up with the entire thing as well as work on the majority of things. I put almost 14 hours a day into this server for the last week or so. This was a lot of mental work. This is not easy to do. I wouldn't have been able to come up with this idea though if it wasn't for the fact that I was working with this person. So fortunately, by partnering up, this entire server was created. Now, this isn't your typical vanilla or modded server. I actually tried to do something pretty much completely different. I always wanted to do something that was very similar to Battlefield servers, but that gave you more of that rewarding feeling after killing somebody. That sounds pretty messed up, but yeah, basically, instead of just killing someone and, you know, not even really looking at their bodies because they have the same thing as you, I kind of wanted to make it something where, like, if you kill somebody, you freak the hell out, but also where it doesn't require you to farm that much. Now, the name of the server is called Rust Battlegrounds. Now, you might be wondering, what's the other server? Well, I not only have a server located in the US, but I also have one located in Sydney, Australia. As some of you may already know, I'm already paying for a dedicated server in Sydney, Australia, so I figured since I have some extra room for this server, I might as well plop down a copy of it over there. Alright, so let's get deep into details. Now, farming is probably not what you're expecting. Pretty much barrels and even crates are non-existent in the server, and you can't craft. So how exactly do you get stuff in this server? Well, before I forget, the server wipes bi-weekly on Thursday. Max population is set to 150, the map size is set to 2,500, and the max group limit is set to 4. No allies allowed, which is against the slash rules, which we'll get into later on. So how do we get stuff on the server? Well, if you go ahead and type in /s in chat, you'll open up the reward store. Everything on this server is based around earning economics. From there, you can go to the exchange section and exchange it into RP. Now, to keep it short, the reason why you can't just earn reward points off the bat is because all the plugins that we use don't recognize reward points but recognize economics. That's what it's set to. So 1 economic equals 1 reward point. Keep that in mind. Now, once you get reward points, you'll be able to purchase anything you want. Higher tier stuff costs more, which is pretty much obvious. Now, there's ammunition, attire, construction, food, items, medical, resources, tools, traps, and weapons. We'll get to weapons in just a moment, but I also wanted to show you resources, scrap. So 1 scrap equals 1 reward point. So you can purchase 25 scrap right now for 25 reward points, and that will be the only sellable item. You cannot sell anything else than scrap. Now, scrap is pretty much the way that you'll be able to sell your weapons that you've earned from killing another player, and you'll be able to sell that scrap for reward points. Now, the reason why you can't just, let's say you got a python from someone, sell that right off the bat in the tab sell items is because it would just make the server way too fast paced, and it would also just make it too easy. To get a vending machine, obviously if you go to items, you'll be able to buy one for 225 RP. Building your base is not going to be cheap. It's quite expensive because I didn't want to make it so that, hey, I can make a huge base in no time. I wanted to make it quite expensive. I'll say vending machine is obviously not going to be cheap, as that's the way you're going to make a ton of profit. Now, here are the ways that you can earn economics fast. The main way of earning economics is by simply killing animals. Now, I know that sounds a little RP-like, even though it doesn't really, because I mean, it's a survival game. But anyways, the reason why it's animals and not anything else is because, well, you can't farm trees, you can't do any of that. So how else are you going to earn easy economics when, let's say, nobody's online on the server? Well, animals will always be on the server, so that'll be a easy and safe way of earning earning economics. Obviously, that's not the most efficient way of doing it though. You won't be making a ton of profit doing this. You will not make any profit really in the long run if you're comparing it to people that are actually trying. Here are the other ways of earning RP quick. Killing a player will only earn you 50 in economics. Animals will go up to 35, as well as scientists. The reason why it's so low for players is to avoid people being able to just simply get their friend to respawn just so that he can kill him all the time. That's just going to be super inefficient for anybody who tries to do that. Also, it's against the rules, we'll get into that later, and you can't buy a bed, you can only buy a bag. So that's just not going to work. Oh, also, when I forgot to mention, every single time you spawn in, you're going to get this set of gear. You're going to get pretty much all of this and a bow and 48 arrows. I've already used some, but yeah. Also, keep in mind, 15 economics will mean nothing after killing a player. Let's say you killed someone who has an AK, well, that's worth 650 on the market. So if you sell it, that's pretty much an easy 500 reward points. Now, the next way of earning reward points very efficiently is by going for the treasure boxes. The treasure boxes will have 450 to 700 scrap, which is obviously 450 to 700 RP. The treasure box will spawn in every 45 minutes to an hour and 30 minutes or something like that, so it spawns in pretty quick actually. It's not that uncommon, and when you find it, you're making bank. Not only are you going to make a lot of RP by finding it, but it's also going to bring a lot of players together, which is going to encourage PvP, and expect to see a lot of people with a lot of gear over there. And if you come out as the winner, well, yeah, you're going to have a lot of stuff to sell, and you're going to be making a lot of profit. Now, as I'm recording and editing this, it is not force wipe yet. As you're watching this video, it is. Keycards will be pretty important as they will be added to the shop. Now, from there, they're going to cost you 150 RP, and once you purchase all the keycards needed to get into specific Rat Town areas, well, that's where the majority of times the treasure box is going to spawn at. Now, I didn't look into how the keycards and all that works really. That's just something we're going to find out, but keycards will have a use, and treasure boxes will not only spawn in areas where keycards are needed. That's pretty much going to be for people who are dedicated in earning RP fast. Those that just don't really care about that, well, it's going to spawn in areas where you don't necessarily need a keycard. Well, you won't need a keycard. Alright, so let's get to the rules. So by typing /rules, you'll be able to see them in chat if you need a reminder, but they're pretty simple. No spamming, no hacking / cheating in any way. Racism isn't allowed in any form. Avoid calling hacks in chat. Please DM an admin through Discord by typing /Discord. This is a problem that I see often at the time. A lot of people will report others in chat. I'm just gonna let you know that you're only making it worse by doing that, because you're only letting them know that an admin is about to watch the cheaters, so not a good idea. The max group limit is set to 4. No allies allowed. That is strict, so please follow those rules, or else you don't be surprised if you get banned if you don't follow those rules. Do not kill your clan members for free and easy economics. Pretty self-explanatory. If caught abusing the economic system, you will be immediately banned. Simple stuff, really. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about this entire idea. I put a lot of work into this. I hope that the server blows up and ends up doing as well as I hope that it does. I want to thank every single one of you guys that has watched until the end of the video. I really do appreciate it. For anybody who wants to try the server out as you're watching this video, once again, the server has just wiped and is ready to play on. I will be recording this week on this server for a solo survival series, so I'm going to be on this a lot, so that's why I hope to see a lot of you guys there. Without you guys, I probably won't be able to do a successful solo series, because obviously we need pop. Information to join the servers will be on the screen as well as in the description. Thanks again for listening. I do appreciate it. Let's see how well this thing does, dude. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Peace.